it might only be the biggest ever until a potential U.S.-China deal.
The president paused his private golf outing here to meet with the EU Commission president.
Hi everyone, I'm Haley. On this channel, we use news clips as a playground to study the tools of rhetoric and persuasion. This is How to Push Back. Today we're looking at how two networks frame the newly announced trade deal between the US and Europe. Fox focuses on scale and speed and strength, and MSNBC focuses on process and transparency and economic impact. I'm not here to say who's right. We're here to see how each clip pulls us in emotionally and rhetorically.
Meeting with Starmer, he was asked, the president there just a few moments ago, about the UK-US relations, and he said, Starmer did, that it's unparalleled. And President Trump saying it's only getting stronger with a trade deal like this. $750 billion in U.S. energy purchases. You're talking $600 billion in investments. I mean, this is a massive deal, which is the backdrop of that meeting today.
What stands out to me here is how the hosts emphasize the massive numbers and the immediacy of the deal. We hear 750 billion, 600 billion, a timeline of just 75 minutes. I think this creates a feeling of decisiveness and power. The language leans into superlatives like massive, biggest ever, unparalleled. It anchors our reaction to scale, not structure. They list impressive figures, but they don't really clarify what's being traded, who benefits, or how sustainable it is.
Quite the setup.
Peter, are you getting the sense that there's a scramble to be the next one? This was the big one, and I know about China, but are there other countries seemingly lining up to bring it across the finish line before August 1st?
Yes, and the biggest giveaway is that we're not seeing united trade embargoes against the U.S.
Yeah.
Countries are not trying to meet President Trump's aggressive trade posture with their own aggressive trade posture. Mm-hmm. They are trying to negotiate to make things as good as they can for themselves, and we'll see.
What I notice here is this suggestion that other nations are lining up, not in defiance, but in an effort to keep up with Trump's strategy. It's not overt, but it does carry this kind of undertone of Trump being the center of everything. They imply this global momentum, but they don't really offer any details on who's agreeing to what or how it plays out in practice.
The White House says the president paused his private golf outing here to meet with the EU Commission president at her request. Ursula von der Leyen represents the 27-country alliance, among the largest U.S. trading partners.
It will bring stability. It will bring predictability. That's very important for our businesses on both sides of the Atlantic.
This preliminary agreement sets a 15% import tax, far less than the threatened tariffs of 30% and 50%, but still a real cost. The president emphasized that Europe also agrees to make new investments and buy American military equipment and energy.
It's going to bring a lot of unity and friendship.
The impact at home. Nashville small business Flora relies on supplies from Europe. And Kirby Howitt says she is hit with this kind of tariff.
It's a lot to shoulder for small business owners because
what stands out here is the contrast between tone and consequence. They're talking about a major deal being struck here out on a golf course at a private club, while small business owners are already feeling this pressure. It's casting the moment as more about image and prestige than about deliberation. They are highlighting the setting and the symbolism, but the mechanics of the deal itself is not really mentioned.
That actually go towards. And I was struck by one White House official telling the Wall Street Journal over the weekend that the White House could use this as something as a sovereign wealth fund. Can you explain to folks what that is and why that would be a very interesting move with ripple effects for a White House to make?
Sure. A sovereign wealth fund is exactly that. We have these in America. Alaska has enormous natural gas and oil wealth and has actually created a special fund for its citizens that pays them out a check every single year. Countries like Norway, like the UAE, anyone that has abundant natural resources, a lot of times they'll turn to create these things when they're government owned, but for the benefit of the people. Trump has been fixated on a sovereign wealth fund since before he took office. It's not surprising that he might want a personal investment pool with which to dole out favors or prop up certain industries.
This segment shifts from a policy conversation to a power lens. They're suggesting that Trump could use foreign investment to shape economy directly or to reward allies. It's less about the deal's terms and more about who gets to decide what happens next. I think the concerns raised here are legitimate, but they're rooted in possibility and not in confirmed outcomes. So we saw Fox giving us a deal that's huge and fast and bold, and MSNBC painting it as opaque and rushed and risky. The same event, two frames. One evokes confidence, the other concern. I didn't really think either gave us a full map. Next time you hear numbers that feel too big to question, I think it's wise to pause and ask what decisions were made to get here and who gets the benefit first. I think we saw here today that economic reporting can often look like they're just trying to declare wins. And I wonder what you guys think about what it would look like if they were reporting in a way that earned trust.